Alrighty, g'day guys, welcome back to it's been a while, but welcome to some Direct Strike Mixed. So Mixed is you have a random set of units rather than playing one of the races. Anyway, the basics of this game. You got a builder, you build units, it's a little spawn counter down here, you can see it on the minimap. It's also, my wave is spawning here. And yeah. Build the units, whatever I build spawns, I can get heroes, tech, to get, more units. And we're trying to kill that tower and eventually kill that main base. Obviously someone on the opposite side spawns equal to me. So, last time I played this map, I was really bad, didn't know what I was doing. I think that's for the most part pretty fine, but been learning a bit since then. I really like this map. I actually really like this map. Been having a lot of fun. So, shout out to some of the people in the Aussie Discord that will be linked below. Didn't get that in time because I suck. Yeah, like Jacko, VT who's here, Frankenstein, Korn, bunch of others taken. I don't think who else. Sure, there's been others. Anyway, a bunch of people that have been, real nice and helping me learn the map because it's got a bit more of an internal meta than I would have thought at first, right? There's some definitely good players playing, which is always a lot of fun. Alright, so 3 gold Banshee. So because I missed that grunt, I just didn't quite get the gold in time. Or my APM was too shit for it. You're definitely supposed to be able to get it. I think I might just be bad, unfortunately, but you all should have worked that out by now. So yeah, because I missed the 3rd grunt, got a lot more gold than I should have. So I'll just get a hero for wave 2. Ghouls, Banshee, it's really not a problem. Banshee means that I'm not going to go bears, or not going to go hard into bears, because Banshee can just possess them come tier 3. So I don't really want to give the Banshee a bunch of good units to possess. I'll still play an early game with grunts, and I can get a Shaman if he goes, or a couple of Shaman if he goes big ghoul. The Lightning Shield AoE on tier 2, or for Shaman. It's really strong. Shouldn't say tier 2, but you've got a bunch of unit upgrades in these buildings as well. That'll give you various abilities and so on and so forth. Alright, Dark Ranger. Need to remember with Dark Ranger to upgrade before the wave starts. Tiny little bug. If you upgrade, I don't know if it's Dark Ranger or just Black Arrow or however it works. If you upgrade it while she's already on the field, normally that works for most abilities. For Black Arrow specifically, it just doesn't. Or for Dark Ranger with Black Arrow, it doesn't, which is really minor, honestly. Yeah, Dark Ranger's a good hero. It's good versus ghouls because we'll get the skeleton summons. 250 HP is quite a lot. So just getting those out will give me a lot of power. So really happy about that. She falls off a little later on into the game, which is still good at like stacking with my allies' waves. A bit later on when they're a bit bigger. And potentially, and because of that, potentially getting quite a bit of experience. You can see here, like, I'm almost getting a stack with yellow, just because the fight was kind of slow. Ranger will die though, but it's okay. Still pretty happy. Cheats a couple of extra bits of experience. I could tech now, but there's nothing particularly appealing in my tier 2. Like, I want 1 bear for raw, 1 Kodo for drums. But these 2 are anti-air. Siege is... I'd say Siege is pretty niche in this game, so there's really nothing exciting on my tier 2. I more or less want to go tier 1 into tier 3. So with that in mind, I'm just going to go for big grunt energy. Zug Zug. Grunts are good. Grunts are really good. Even though he's going Banshees, I still think just a bunch of grunts. It's not gonna cause me any problems later on. And if he wants to go tier 3 and possess them, like, that's fine. Build a Headhunter, which is a really odd decision, because nothing I have is weak to Headhunter. Normal heavy beats normal medium. Then hero doesn't mind piercing at all. So Headhunter's really not doing anything for him. Instead, just big grunt energy is gonna let me push the waves. So, a couple other things that's worth talking about. Firstly, income. So you got passive income, which you always get, of course. You got your gold mine. Costs increasing amount of gold to upgrade. Gives you 1 gold every 2 seconds. That's also a cooldown. So I think the first couple of games of this map that I showed was, rich more mines was the mentality. Get as much income as possible. It's generally not a good idea. Because, see this shiny middle area here? If you're across that, everyone on your team gets +1 gold mine. So if you're rushing 4 gold mines, losing your fight because you've invested so much gold into your own income, it's actually going to lose your team 3 gold mines total. So generally don't want to be going more than 2 mines, and generally want to feel sort of stable in your own fight before you get the second mine. I would say is not always true, but a reasonable sort of school of thumb. Like I said, is like 1 mine, and then when I'm either like super comfortably winning, or I feel like I can invest 200 gold and still win, or maybe when we break the tower, because you get 100 gold when you break that, 125 I think. And then I'm sort of happy to put the mine in. So you can see, allies lost the fight, that's okay. But now I have to face the stack. So, get that research, it's just like 20 HP, 3 damage from my grunts, pretty cheap. Ouch, I'm stacked into that, that hurts, that actually hurts a lot. At least his Shaman didn't have mana for Lightning Shield, because that would hurt as well. Just gonna go stats for second. I don't think I really need Silence for anything in particular. So I'll just take some base stats. And Life Drain can be good, but I'm not a big fan of using my Dark Ranger to tank damage. If you get like a really early Dark Ranger, like Wave 1 or something, Life Drain can. Or if you're mixing with maybe Huntresses or Sorceresses, trying to use her as a bit of a semi-tank, Life Drain can for sure be pretty good. But generally, Dark Ranger, it's like Black Arrow is your main thing. And then Silence is useful, but useful a bit later on. Okay, I'm actually going to go 1 more wave of Grunt Energy, because this takes 45 seconds to tech, and I see no reason to tech and then not be able to build for this wave. Yeah, I am just going to be going mass tank, I guess. I don't have a particularly good role because I don't have much damage. If this was Chimera or Frostworm, or even Destroyer, I'm not sure if that's in the same pool. If it's something like Chimera or Frostworm, I'm pretty happy. Demolisher I don't think is particularly good, so I'm going to be going Tanks, Mountain Giants. And I'm going to have very low damage on my wave, which is a bit worrying. But hopefully we'll be able to figure it out. I may end up just getting some Demolishers to have some damage. Yeah. He's actually pretty good against tanks at the moment. And against Mountain Giants. Kinda not sure what to build. This is a bit awkward. I mean, low-key, I should just build more Grunts. Grunts will beat this for a while. So there is that. Grunts are really good. Definitely want to break this tower and just play a bit more for tempo, because I don't like the way my role looks as this game goes on. I don't have a good magic damage unit. Like, Shaman has magic damage, but it's not much of an individual damage dealer. He's got Tauren with Bloodlust. I also don't have any, or I don't have AoE Dispel. I guess I have Shaman for single target Dispel, Purge. Dispel is one of the things you tend to look for in a role. Because buffs can get really out of hand. So yeah, dispelling buff's important. Got good anti-air, but that's about it. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna get some Shaman then. Seems like, at least versus Orange is the guy I'll face after my stack. Like, after I beat Purple, I'll then be fighting Orange a little bit. One more Grunt, I guess. Dispel is really good versus him. So, I guess I'll get Dispel for the next fight. Which is a bit of a luxury purchase, I suppose, but It seems okay. And I mean, in the end, Shamans still do some magic damage. Still going to be sort of useful. See, my allies have got double Panda. That's pretty good. Panda's a really good hero. Breath of Fire, big damage. Hits air. It's like anti-ground, anti-air. It's good versus spam. You can give him an Orb of Corruption and it'll help you out versus big targets as well. So it's just a really solid hero. Alright, range is leveling up, which is always good. Yeah, I'm kind of smoking purple, which I'm pretty happy about. But my allies stack red, chipped him for me. Made him a lot weaker. See, because I know I'm going to be versing Bloodlust Boy quite a bit. Got a bunch of Shamans with Purge. And they'll be able to chunk his stack way better. You gotta remember, orange isn't my opponent. It's yellow's opponent. So all this damage is like quote-unquote free damage. And this whole time, we've got one extra mine than we're supposed to. That being said, we broke the tower. It's probably time for my second gold mine. I'm pretty comfortable now. And I don't need to hurt orange as badly as I've hurt him. It's nice this ranger's hung around for so long. Good experience. Be happy about that. Got some air on blue. Red can deal with that though. Yeah, he has tank. Tank is good versus air. But I'm not going to burst blue unless they start pushing us. When we're pushing them, I'm burst purple and orange. When they're pushing us, I'm against blue and orange. Not blue and purple, sorry. Colours are hard. You can see that possession from V. This is the exact reason I didn't want to go bears into Banshee Guy. Right. So going more Headhunters is good for me because Headhunters don't do shit versus my line. He's trying to deal with V, I think. Grab Silence now. It'll almost be like Cheat Dispel. Kind of, not really, but kind of. That's a Chimera. I have to deal with that, but it's a bit harder than you might think, simply because if I build Hippo, Hippo can only attack air. Same with Flying Machine, they can both only attack air. They're pretty good versus air, but they'll just, while I'm fighting purple, they'll just run over here and get shot by the base, which has a pretty strong attack. So I'm going to need a Fiend with Web to deal with that. So just grab a couple of Fiends. Grab the Web upgrade. And I really should start to tech, even though I don't love my tier 3 in terms of lacking damage. I should start to tech, so I'll probably just say 2 Fiends will be good enough. Web the Chimeras so my grunts can fuck it up. And we'll go from there. I think V might want another tank, but he also doesn't really need one, I guess. Alright, so I want to look to tech here. It's got a Destroyer. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy about that. My Fiends can bring that down and help me deal with it, and also I have good anti-air, gives me an excuse to make some more of it, or some of it. So that's like the only thing my role is good at doing, is anti-air. And, well, it's good at anti-air and it's good at having grunt, and I think grunt is really strong. So I'm always sort of happy to see grunts. Second Chimera, we'll be able to web those down. Yeah, they sort of fly to my backline a little bit, because it's, you got like a threat priority going on here. So basically Chimeras say like, hey, the grunts can't attack me, therefore I don't really want to attack the grunts, I want to attack the shamans, which can attack me. That's sort of how that works. Anyway, since it is Chimeras and they have AoE, I'll spread out a little bit, spread my shamans at least. Generally spread is almost a matter of principle. I'll start grabbing some mountain giants. MGs are really good. Taunt, even things they lose to, they can start to become a problem for. Like mountain giants lose to Taurens, right? but because Taunt just makes the Taurens walk around once you have like 4-ish giants, you can still end up actually having a pretty good matchup there. Okay, let's do some hippos. And yeah, second tank from V. I like the second tank. So he's got an Orb of Corruption on his Panda. That'll help him get through the Mountain Giants, which are pretty tanky otherwise. 3 Destros. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I just actually need to commit to more anti-air than I have. So rather than going more Mountain Giants, I'm gonna go a few hippos, because here's my stack. I'm not gonna go super hard, just gonna get a few hippogriffs. I'll be able to kill these for now, because the fiends bring them down. And my Dark Ranger can kill 1 destroyer easily. Can kill all. Honestly, given enough time, can probably kill all 3. But yeah, do want more anti-air now. Which means no more fiends. The fiends was just a, because my anti-air is only hitting air, it's not hitting ground. I don't actually want to be webbing his air units all that much. Fiend was just a cheap sort of placeholder anti-air. I don't want to invest into it long term. Just grab a couple of them. They solve the problem I have in the short term, and then because I have more money than them, because we control that middle, I can get a more long-term solution, which for me is going to be tanks. I'm just going to get some hippos for now, because he doesn't have enough air for me to go tank yet. It's actually really interesting. In classic mode, where you have your race, be it, you know, human, orc, undead, night elf, I've been playing a bit of human. Just trying to sort of learn and get better, which is, you know, happening slowly. I'm pretty incompetent, as you all know. But it's pretty interesting in a lot of the human matchups. There's like a little mini game of so siege tanks start out being only able to attack ground, right? When you get the barrage upgrade here, it lets them attack air units up to 9 nearby enemy air units, right? 9 is a lot. But the damage is really shit if they're only attacking like 1 air unit, right? Let's just get some basic upgrade now, I think. We'll just get 1-1. The damage is really shit if they're only attacking air units, and they'll prioritize attacking air units, right? So if you've got a tank, or if you've got, let's say, 5 tanks that are using their anti-air missiles on 1 Frostworm, that Frostworm is still going to take like 30 seconds to get killed by those tanks, right? Really inefficient. And they'll be wasting a bunch of time, and then be a lot easier to kill. I need to upgrade these giants, but I'll do that a little bit later. So it's a little bit of a minigame, right? You want to force the human player to upgrade Barrage, and then once he upgrades Barrage, you switch to ground. But you gotta get just enough air to make him go like, alright, fuck it, I gotta get Barrage. And as the human player, you want to really be stubborn and try and hold off from getting Barrage as long as you can. Or until it's a really, really strong upgrade for you. Which I think is pretty cool. I like that as an interaction. Alright, I'm gonna move back a little bit, just so I can stack MGs, line 1, tanks, and tanks behind. Sounds like something I want. I'll move the grunts back a little bit later, once I just have a bit more stuff. Yeah, that's my spawn again. Banking a bit of gold, but I don't care. He's generally going pretty well. I don't think I'm going to have like amazing damage at the end, but I don't think my roll has amazing damage. At the same time, I did my job. I beat purple early. I lost to him, I lost to him wave 1, and that's it. After that I was winning, so pretty happy about that. Obviously, like, it sounds really silly, but the aim of this game is actually to win the fight on your lane. And I don't know, people forget that. And just like go super hard for income and then lose all their fights and go like, why are we losing? And it's like, you have a lane, win your lane. Win lane, win game, right? Anyway, we've got Charm on the Ranger now, which will be pretty nice. It's a very long, low cooldown, it's like 10 seconds. So I'll clep a few of his units hopefully each time. Got a Phoenix, cool. Yeah. Last thing to talk about, there's a bunch of items in the shop that will go on Sorry, I'm trying to scroll down without scrolling right. Yeah, a bunch of items in the shop which will go on your heroes when they spawn. Obviously, they stay between spawns, of course. It can be really strong. Dark Ranger's not a great user of items, because, as I said, she falls off, and orb effects plus these sort of arrow effects, like Searing or Black Arrow, they don't work together. Orb is generally one of the best things to get on a hero. Some caster heroes, like, you know, a bit of extra mana. Some auto attackers, like stats. What else was I going to say? A lot of heroes like Orb. But Dark Ranger does not a great user of any of those, honestly. I was pretty slack there. I definitely should have actually built another unit. Anyway, it's fun. I'll just get an attack upgrades until we slack. Let's grab War Drums upgrade as well. Just increases the bonus this guy gives. I think basically doubles it for somewhat cheap, so it's for sure a worthy investment. You can see this Panda 6 is just absolutely nuked my lane. You can see this tower doing a lot of damage. We're going to go ahead and get the barrage upgrade. Only got like 2 tanks, but he's got a lot of air. So I'm just going to start chipping that to help out yellow. And I'm going to get some more tanks. More tanks, more giants. It's going to be the game plan for me. Be lots of bloodlust going on. I actually end up with V-Sub, end up breaking all the chims, which is pretty nice. Yeah, we're getting chip on this fortress. The tower has a bit of health regen, the fortress doesn't, so any damage to this thing is permanent, so whenever you get some chip on it, you're sort of happy about it. Cool. Cyclone. Alright. Cyclone's a bit of an interesting upgrade. It can stuff you up. Because especially in, let's say, more coordinated games, you can play for stacks, and what stack means is, like, let's just say all of blue's units survive the 7 seconds for purple's units to spawn, and then they like 2v1 red. Doesn't matter that red's stronger. 2v1 is going to lose, right? And then obviously the 2v1 again against the next spawn, which would be my spawn, and so on and so forth, and it just stacks up the way it gets bigger often. It often does get bigger, not smaller, and then, you know, ends up over here and you've got to fight it with the fortress, and, you know, sometimes you can lose to one single big stack, which is pretty rough. So we've got to be a little bit careful we don't let them stack. Got to make sure we're just doing enough damage to each of the waves. Huh. I didn't know you could Charm Destroyer, actually, because they're magic and, you know, I just assumed you couldn't. It's kind of cool. You might go ahead and get a second hero. Killing a decent amount of units generally, so they should be able to get a bit of experience. And our Dark Ranger's level 7 now, like I don't need a level 10 Dark Ranger. You don't want to get a second hero too early, because they do, in most cases at least, because they do share experience and start leveling up pretty slowly. But I don't care too much about levels on my Ranger past at this point. Might be a different story for heroes like Panda, which will do a bit better. You can see V's got a pretty standard Panda setup. Orb of Corruption, which is generally good. Helps the melee hero hit air as well. We'll see what hero we get. Explain in a second. Lich. Lich is very good. I'm very happy to see Lich. Level 3 Nova does a hell of a lot of damage. So, never going to be sad about a Lich. Try and get another giant in. Nah, I missed it. Missed it for this spawn. That's okay. Maybe should have gone tank because it's cheaper. Yeah, Lich is really, really solid. I'll give him an orb and a pendant, but I'll wait for a little bit. Anyway, Panda, yeah, Orb of Corruption is, like, good on most heroes most of the time. Pendant of Mana is good on Panda because he's a bit mana hungry, especially earlier levels or slightly earlier levels, and just strength on a strength hero. It's not bad. Attacks will hit harder rather. And be a bit bulkier as well. All good things there. Yeah, Lich is going to be one of my big ways to deal with the Tauren, actually. Like, I don't have magic damage, or I don't have a magic damage dealer, but I do have a Lich. The Lich build is interesting, because this sucks and this sucks. So you actually just go like Nova stats and don't even bother with these. Frost Armor would be solid, but you've got an ability AI here, which luckily I don't have any units where I need to sort of try hard and toggle the skills. But Lich you can't, or Frost Armor is not quite working properly, that even if you say, hey, don't cast Frost Armor, he'll keep casting it and burn through all his mana. And you really just want Lich to be sending out Novas. That's what he's for. Alright. Gonna get another tank. Cool. I'm pretty lucky, honestly. V's carrying pretty hard, I think. Because I'm really not too good versus like draw to force spam or versus the. Oh, I actually got vision of this. Or versus the, we'll close that for now. Versus the Taurens of this guy here. Cost 25 gold to do that, by the way, so technically it's a bad idea, but you know. Oh, these are Frostworms. Oh, Chimeras. My bad. I think I called them Chimeras. Anyway, whatever. You got like unit skins which you can check out here. I got a couple skins. I got a skin for the tank going on because I like it. But yeah, sort of hope this is a cool introduction. It's a really fun map. I really like it. Yeah, cheers very much for watching, guys. Appreciate it. You got a little damage done here. As I said, I didn't do a hell of a lot of damage this game, but I did enough. Like, subscribe, all of that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.